Green definitely suits you. He beamed at Tae and liked the way his cheeks were turned red. They cast his gaze downward before looking at him with a permanent smile on his lips. Thank you. Shall we? Jungguk moved his elbow for him to take, and he happily to the command, looking at his arm, thought it. We shall. The ceremony was private. No reporter were allowed inside. The tight security outside. They was glad that he wasn't bugging by the reporters and wanted to spend the night happily because after all his brother was getting married. Upon the entrance in the great hall, they smoothed the imaginary, winked at his dress, and looked up at Jungguk. He looked handsome tonight. He was wearing a cream color tie to complement his dress, and they liked the black suit of his. Not like he had not seen him in the suit before, because he always in the suit, but tonight he looked different due to his hairstyle. He usually gelled back the black hair and combed the side. There was a light stubble on usually, which gave him more manly look. It's rude to star, he stated. His eyes turned around with a smile on his face. They blushed and turned his eyes away. I was just counting wrinkles on your forehead, the mama looking forward, and he spotted his mother and brother talking to someone. Are you calling me old? He found that they didn't look like and just dragged him toward his mother. Am I? They gave him a sweet smile. You should careful with your words, sweetheart. But he never got the answer because there was snatched away for the embrace in his mother's arm. They greeted each other as his mother kissed his cheeks like she hadn't seen Tae in centuries. Taekook had not grown in the family like this. Sure, his parents him with the love, but affection would not show openly in his family. Oh, Jungguk, my boy, how are you? She pulled him in a hug too, that Jungguk received awkwardly. He tried not to wiggle out of her hold and politely smiled when she let her go. I'm good. Thank you for asking. He nodded, straightened the collar of his shirt. He turned to Taehyung and smiled at him. Congratulations. Thanks. May I steal him for a moment? Jungguk appeared out nowhere when Tae was chatting with his sister-in-law. Inhe smiled politely at Jungguk and nodded her head. Of course. She nodded, and Jungguk pulled Tae out of the seat. He formed his eyebrows at him. He took Tae somewhere with his arm around his waist. Where are we going? He asked while peeping up to his farm. I want you to meet someone, he told him. My business partners and a very good friends of mine. Tonight, we shall meet most of my friends, he told him. Oh, so you do have friends, that is. I thought you end up being a catman, or is there even a thing? Jungguk glared at him and rolled his eyes. Taehyung, you're hilarious, he said dryly, causing to Tae chuckle. They sobbed up when he realized that indeed they were walking over the table, whereas a group of men were sitting there. They didn't have any time to be nervous, so Jungguk had already dragged him toward the people with expensive suit, or some of them were attitude. Namjoon, Yoongi, Jiho, he said facing them all. Meet my wife, Taehyung, he introduced as he pulled out a chair for him beside a young boy with smooth white hair. He smiled at Tae and glared at him. Hi, they politely mumbled, and Jungguk took a seat beside him. The man who was supposed to be Jiho smiled and thrust out his hand for his to shake. Jungguk talked a lot about you. They thought it was important for not to shake his hand. He slipped his hand in his and smiled before retreating it back. I hope he talked about good things. They gave Jungguk a teasing glare. Oh please, we don't have to say it aloud, but we are sick of him with sweet-mouthing his wife. The way he talked, it clearly showed that all of them were very close and had known each other for years. Either way, I'm Jin, Jungguk old business associate before Namjoon. He took my place. They shook his head and he offered it and chuckled lightly. You were supposed to be a good guy tonight. Jungle grumbled, and a pink blush coated his cheeks. They want to pinch him because he looks so cute. Sorry to interrupt, but I don't think I have introduced myself yet. Spoke the third person, who seems to be quite reverse. His eyes were found at Tae. On the table he spoke. I'm Yoongi. Smiled with his eyes still, the downward. They was impressed by the modesty. I know you, they said. His eyes became winded. I saw your interview on the TV a month ago. He remembered he was married man and they had seen his wife, Jimin. That too he didn't know. Why, but he's not here tonight. Maybe he was busy at home. They both made a beautiful couple, and mind him, Jimin, Yoongi's wife shared the same surname as Jungguk. Was the family? Yes, I remember the interview. It was quite a long ago, but I guess they show it again. Yeah, I guess. They shrugged even when he is not looking at him. So, you work with Jungguk? He asked and he leaned back in the chair and slipped the juice for the slim glass. Yes, we were working on a project and then just friendship bloomed. I must say your husband is quite a talented man, making billions at this age. His mate and Jungguk. He talked as he was 50, not in his 20s as well. He is. They joined in. All the guests were done with the dinner and now enjoying their little amount themselves. They stood up and Jungguk, he talked some business associate and they just helped him with the conversation a little. Okay, yes. When the man, Jungguk had been told, taking the excuse himself, Jungguk turned to see and about to say something when he stopped, his eyes on someone over the shoulder and his body went tense. They around and he saw it was not had been expecting. The situation didn't make him dislike Sofia at that time because the poor girl was crying over her eyes out as she practically bowled out of the hall. They saw a person who couldn't think a better reason were not him the culprit, Jungguk, as he jogged behind Sofia, but stopped when he found him nowhere. He ran his hand through his hair in frustration, making murder something that none of them could hear because of the distance. They turned around and gazed at Jungguk in confusion, who was looking at and signed. Wait here, I'll be right back. He told him, the young heart shuddered if he heard him say that. Was he going after Sofia? But why? They was aware that Sofia is a bad condition and he would need someone with her, whatever the reason. But did it to have be Jungguk? He shouldn't even care about her. They didn't want Jungguk to go because he didn't trust Sofia. The girl hated him with her entire being. Before Jungguk could take a step, he lightly grabbed Jungguk arm. Where are you going? They asked. Jungguk's eyes roamed over his face before back of his shoulder and rubbed his hand over his face. Looked somewhat annoyed. Now they wasn't sure if he was annoyed for him or Sofia. I won't take long. He gave her a tiny kiss over his cheeks before he was gone, leaving them in disappointment. Now what? Would he ever tell him what was going on? They signed and was walking toward the chocolate fountain to the thick liquid when the upper arm was grabbed with a harsh grip and he was being dragged somewhere. Gasping, they turned around and looked at the person who dragged to treat him harshly, but all he could see was the back of his head. Not wanting to create a scene, they obeyed secretly and let him drag him already know who he was. What are you doing? They greeted state. Jungguk dragged him to an empty hall and he was panicked. Before he had a chance to scream, he shoved their body against the wall and covered their mouth with his hand, putting in his eyes. Fear and anxiety gripped Tae as he stared at Jungguk's face in horror. Oh God, what was he doing? What he was trying to do? They whimpered against the head and tried to get out of his grip, but he was not too strong. Not a word, Tae. Not a single word. He hissed and they obeyed like a puppy. He was terrified at him. At that time,